What's up, everyone? It's Kate.
And Akaya.
And welcome back to This Is Where It's At.
The podcast.
And
what up?
This might potentially be our last Florida podcast episode, for now at least.
Yeah, this is going to be our last, sit down episode. We only have 2 weeks left here. Wait, a week? It's like a week and a half.
A little over a week.
Yeah.
Not our last Florida video, but our last Florida podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a perfect opportunity for us to sit down and reflect.
Yeah, guys, we are doing the episode today about just the biggest things we feel like we've really learned. Yeah.
Which makes me sad because the trials and tribulations of Florida have genuinely been crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday we were sitting here talking about getting here and the arrival process.
Yeah, it's all felt like a blur since then.
And now we're leaving.
There's just there's so much I could say.
But our friends are coming next week, which I'm
coming.
very excited about.
We have a bunch of fun things planned that we didn't get to do
while
on
we were
our
here,
own.
just you and I, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be super fun. We might even vlog.
Yeah, which is what I was meaning by not our last Florida video.
Yeah, we might do a vlog depending on how much footage we really can get. And also, I just don't want to be so dialed in to recording. But if it comes about, it comes about. I think we will.
The anticipation is so real as well because we haven't seen our friends in so long.
Yeah, and the people that are coming are just the vlog would go crazy. So it would be really, really fun. So anyway.
I got stressed.
I know. I think we're both nervous because it's this shit is hard to put into words. First of all, for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I could name 100 things that I've learned here, really, more than that, seriously, but I tried to dial down to the most important ones to me that really almost felt like the most life-changing.
Yeah, I agree. I think coming here was so important. I can't express how life-changing this trip has been for me. So to I don't know, to sum that up in a 30-minute episode feels
I know. It's a lot of pressure.
Not enough, but I think the points that I made are really fire.
Yeah, and I think that the lessons that we've learned will continuously be talked about on this podcast through the next few months, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely not, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is just the beginning of our travels, man.
Yeah, this was a perfect start to the year. Kate and I have had so much anticipation for 2026, and it really, really feels like the traveling year for us, and just the year of so much growth and happiness and fun, and kind of gaining back a lot of things that we lost the past few years or have been missing with all of our hearts, but in a new age, because the last time we kind of felt this carefree was when we were 17, 18, and obviously we're not that age anymore, so it's you have to relearn how to do that. And this was the perfect start. Florida is gonna be going down in history. I feel like we could talk. I'm ready for the next thing. I'm ready for the next travel.
Okay, I want to start because my first one is my, I don't want to say my most important, but the one that I thought of first.
Okay.
It was my light bulb one.
Light bulb.
I think I've just learned to pay attention to my body and the ways that I hold stress. I think that when I was in New York, I didn't even realize how stressed I was.
Yeah.
I remember having multiple conversations where I would always just be I don't feel stressed out. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I don't feel stressed at all.
Yeah.
But then I would wake up and my skin would be breaking out, or I would have stomach issues, or whatever the case may be. Those didn't signal to me as stress responses.
Right.
And then I came to Florida and it was those things were gone. And I look back and realized that I definitely was incredibly stressed. And I think I've learned that stress doesn't always have to feel like something so urgent.
Yeah.
Your heart is pounding. It doesn't always have to be like that. Sometimes it's just a very subtle
Yeah, sometimes it just creeps up on you and you don't even know it's living literally with you.
Yeah, and I don't think I realized how stressed I was until I came to Florida and I could feel it. I could feel the difference. I could see it in the way that I'm like holding myself.
Yeah.
I just feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
And I definitely learned to pay attention to those things, I think.
I noticed that about you. Like I feel like you definitely like released so much stress, and like just the way, even as a friend, that I can like see you like flourishing in a different way than you were is like crazy. Like when you lose stress, and like you can see it on people visibly, like the way that they, like you said, carry themselves, act, like talk, like everything.
I definitely think that I just feel so much more even, like I think you can see it.
Yeah.
I think you can look at me and I think you can see it.
That's awesome. That's a big one. Yeah. Okay, well, my first one's just an overall, like, they aren't lying when they say that traveling is really, really important at this age. You don't know until you go, until you try it.
You don't know until you go.
And I also think that there's so much you can get out of traveling that most people our age and stuff don't really realize. Like, I feel like social media makes traveling all about the aesthetics and like the plans and like the drinking, like what, you know what I mean? And that's so valid, but also the conversations that I've had with people here from different cultures, I feel like my eyes have been opened to literally so much about not only this country, but like this side of the country, like all the different things culturally. I've gotten so much new knowledge, like in general, while also being able to enjoy myself and take photos and stuff. Traveling isn't all about that stuff. Like there's so much more.
I think the people that you meet when you travel are really important, and like the things that you learn about different cultures, and
makes me different ways of life. Like
it makes me really excited to travel back to Europe.
Yeah.
And go to different countries for real, because
there was a night here that we went out and it genuinely felt to me like we were in Europe, like in a different country, because it just was so foreign. Like it even felt like the way I was experiencing it and the people that I was with, completely different lives than us, than we're used to hanging out with, I guess. So it
foreign
also,
people are lit. Yeah,
it's made me appreciate my reality so much. Like you can come here or you can travel, there's so much about you people aren't gonna know, and you get to like live this little experience and then think about the rest of your, like I was going to bed at night some nights and thinking about all the lore in my life and all the lore and like the friends that I made here's lives that I will never know. I'm so grateful for this life that I have because it's so unique and different than everyone else's.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, that one.
It is hard to explain, but I'm understanding what you're saying. And I also think that makes like traveling with you is so fun, because I obviously know all the lore, you know all mine. So it's like,
yes, exactly.
It's funny to be around people who don't really know you, and I know it. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, I pick up on that a lot, and I'm like, you don't know, bro. Like,
exactly.
You don't know.
Exactly. It's so, traveling with you is the best. Like having you by my side is just makes everything so much better.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah.
You too. Okay.
Oh, my foot's falling asleep.
This is my last kind of like serious one.
Okay.
Kind of. It's not that deep. I think I touched on this in like our first Florida episode or something, but I just wrote down that it's okay to be in an okay position in life and still not feel fulfilled. And it's admirable to leave those situations in search of more.
Damn, wait, can you repeat that first line again? That was actually like...
It's okay to be in an okay position in life and still not feel fulfilled.
Shit.
Because I remember in our first Florida episode, I said nothing was really wrong with my life.
Right.
I just didn't feel good.
That's so crazy because I have that exact point written down in different words. But continue.
I just think that it's self-love.
Yeah.
I think recognizing that like nothing is really wrong, but you don't feel good.
Yeah.
And then doing something about it, like that is like the biggest form of self-love that I think you can give yourself, at least one of them. I also think that there's a lot of pressure. When I was leaving my job, I felt so judged by people, like telling them that I'm coming here and not necessarily like in a rush to get a job. I felt judged, and I felt like, oh God, pressured to maybe reconsider what I was doing in leaving my job.
It's crazy because I I remember people in the beginning of this trip asking you like, are you getting a job? And I could kind of feel your like slight insecurity about it.
Yeah.
Even though no one really, because no one's going to understand your position and the fact that you really, really needed this break from a job and also had the ability to do that because you work so hard. And I remember somebody asked you recently, and the like answer was so much more secure and different.
Hell yeah.
And like confident in your own life and why you're making this decision. And it wasn't kind of like, you know, you weren't trying to tiptoe and make sure they felt comfortable with your answer. It was more like, oh yeah, this is why. And I was like, okay, finally, because like, don't feel bad about that shit, bro.
Yeah, I just think that it's admirable to like do things for yourself for no other reason other than you're in search of more, something better for yourself, even if it's just a temporary little thing. I don't know.
Guys, I'm having a really discomforting issue. There's a problem. Really uncomfortable here today.
Yeah, sitting on the ground for long periods of time is not necessarily
we need a studio.
Comfortable.
I need like a big ass beanbag chair.
We need a stew.
Ooh, one day.
Okay, well, I'm snowballing into my next point because they kind of go together.
Snowball away.
I was just going to say that I think it's very important for us all to remember that life is meant to be enjoyed.
Period.
You know?
Okay. I think it took me this trip to remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really want to quote Timmy right now.
Timmy who?
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that interview where he was like, what did he say?
Timmy who?
Life is coming from you and not at you.
Okay.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah. That's
exactly
an awesome
how
one.
I feel.
There's like a quote going around on social media that says joy has a habit of returning.
Aw.
And like I'm really feeling that recently for the first time in a long time of like once you get in the habit of kind of feeling joy, it does continue and easier to feel when you really lean into that lifestyle.
Yeah, and I was going to say that I feel like for a while I spent my time trying so hard to enjoy my life fully.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a lot of joy. But I was always kind of like working towards it.
Yeah.
And then I came here and it just came so naturally. And I am excited to go home and hopefully this continues. I don't have to like try so hard to like enjoy things. I think it's just important to like always check in with yourself and remember that like we're here to enjoy this shit, bro. Like I know we have to lock in and we have shit we gotta do, but like also let's all like enjoy this a little bit.
I just think it's easier these days sometimes to not enjoy it. There's so much pressure, which goes into my next topic is mine. Well, first I was going to say a perfectionist mindset is going to be your downfall. From personal experience, and I'm still dealing with this every single day, wanting to feel good all the time and look my best or like whatever it is, like I just really realized that I'm really hard on myself. I really have a perfectionist mindset about the way I feel every day to the point where it's driven me a little bit crazy. And like I've had to accept that, first of all, there is no perfect. There really isn't. And that instead of thinking about life as perfect or not perfect, black and white kind of thinking, finding like an in-between, which is life. Like the in-between is literally just life. Like existing is like the middle. Yeah. And so that one has been really hard for me to fathom because my brain is still holding on to this idea of what perfect might feel like or look like. And then you look back at your whole life and you're like, nothing, you can find bad things in every situation, really. And you can also find good things in every situation. And realizing that is the perfectness of your life is just the ups and downs and the everything.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to like we just gotta enjoy this shit sometimes, man. Like the black and white thinking is so stressful.
Yeah.
I feel like I was even a black and white thinker.
Yeah.
A little bit ago.
Yeah. I would say I'm not at the point of your joy yet. I think I'm still in what you were talking about with like trying super hard to get there. I think there were days here where on the outside were happy days to anyone. And I felt pressured to feel that because I know how blessed I am. I know how blessed I was to come here, and like days where I'd be just going to the beach or spending like a great day, right? But on the inside, I still felt bad. And that was heartbreaking. To know that you really have no stresses going on the outside and that there really is nothing to be unhappy about, but you still feel unhappy, was like a really big kind of grieving couple like moments for me, because I realized, bro, the outside shit is not going to fill that void, and the inner work that you have to do in your younger 20s is crucial for the rest of your life. Otherwise, you're just gonna literally cultivate this mask that you're gonna live behind your entire life. And I am working every day to strip that mask away and to be truly happy and heal my inner suffering or pain or whatever it is that needs to be, felt and healed. And it's not an easy task, but it's so worth it, because the benefits that I've felt just releasing and like healing certain things, and it takes a while, but once you feel it, it's worth it. It's worth all the actions that you have to take to get there, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. But I also like don't want you to discredit yourself, because I feel like you, well, I also don't want to speak for you, so.
No, I've been the happiest that I've been in a long time.
That's
here.
what I was gonna say. Like I notice a difference in you for sure.
I think that I wasn't able to spend time on my own and really really understand myself fully without talking to other people about it or leaning on other people about it or distracting myself with other tasks. And this trip made me face myself harder and more clearly than I've ever had to, which was really a lot. And I'm hoping that in my next travel, almost, I get to look back and say, like, kind of put that in the past, like, kind of keep, I don't know, like, put that in the past. Like, this was like the facing myself part of the travels, because I think there's still more presence to be acquired for me. Like, I still have, I don't know.
I think the same goes for me as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm fucking,
Maybe
like,
this is me just trying to be perfect still.
Yeah.
Is this a perfectionist mindset creeping up on me?
I was gonna say that I don't feel like I'm 100% fine, perfect, happy.
You're
done
right.
with
Maybe I'm
like,
viewing you as you're 100% perfect, happy, and I'm
just
comparing.
feel like I feel like I spent the first half of Florida like really working through so much turmoil that I was still feeling.
Yeah.
I just choked. I just choked.
That was your body remembering that shit.
Yeah, remembering the awful turmoil of like the first couple weeks here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was just also, I don't know, I talked about it in the last episode, like it took me like really making like the hardest choices for myself to feel that click of life.
Yeah.
And once I felt that click, it was over. Like,
Well, let me
thriving.
be more positive. One of the biggest lessons that I remember actually clicking for me, and I think I literally cried to you on the couch about this because it was like the craziest life realization almost. I really got to know the ins and outs of my ego here and recognized all of the negativity it was creating in my life. And traveling really helped me kind of like burst the beliefs that I had about a lot of things, whether it was from myself or other people in the world and social, like everything. Almost like the truth came about of like certain life, what it really is versus what I thought it was going to be in my head, almost, if that makes sense. And like, I think I went through like a bit of an ego death, at least the start of one, because I was humbled hard here. My ego was humbled, and it was a great feeling. And it felt like a part of me seriously like died. I was like, and I like got a little bit reborn, because I wrote it down here just so I could say it better. The negative ego focuses on superiority and competitiveness and a tendency to focus on personal suffering, and is just best friends with anxiety and fear. That's what I learned most, is just how all of that was affecting my day to day. And a positive ego, which I'm learning to foster and really zone in on instead, is feeling assured in myself without the constant need of like validation from either myself or other people, and having the ability to like remain calm and adapt and accept challenges and situations while learning from mistakes.
That was fire.
Yeah. Thanks.
Beautifully said.
If you have that feeling when you're judging something, or like that feeling on the inside where it's like restricting, anything that feels like restricting either on yourself, whether it be a judgment or a thought, like that could be your ego, like really trying to tear you down. And it's weak. It's super weak. It doesn't come from a place of strength. It comes from a place of like just extreme fear. And a weak ego is just so much fear built up. And I'm really learning how to reverse that.
Quiet that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, like, one of my last points, I don't know if this like goes along with yours, but I feel like it might a little bit. You meet the best version of yourself when you are happy. Or when you allow yourself to be happy. I feel like that's...
I totally agree.
My voice cracked. I feel like that's
so true.
when you are your best self. I don't know.
Let me not, like, there were moments on this trip where I was so happy. I literally got, it felt like I met or got to re-meet this bubbly, happy, funny version of myself that I felt so good existing in. Mm-hmm. And when you feel that, you just want to feel that forever.
I was going to say, like, oh my God, this is something that I have been really loving recently, is like the way that I dress is so different when I feel like I'm at my best self.
Yeah. The way that you do everything.
Yeah.
I was in the kitchen cooking breakfast yesterday, going crazy. I was like singing, acting, dancing, and you were trying to read and you were like, what is going on?
I know.
And it was because I was in such a good mood. It almost felt like I was just, life was a breeze for a second. Like it just felt,
Yeah, I was going to say that, like,
more of that energy.
It used to feel so hard to, I don't know, have swag, or at least feel like I was...
Just be confident in your outfits and stuff.
Well, like, I just felt like it was so difficult almost for me to, like, express myself the way that I wanted to. I don't know how to say it. And whatever.
Yeah.
Here, effortless.
Yeah.
Effortless. I go to the thrift store and I find like 800 things at freaking every
We're
session.
at such opposite ends of certain things that it's like crazy, because I feel the opposite. I feel more unconfident in kind of the way I've been dressing for in a long time. I also just don't like summer dressing. Winter dressing is where it's at. But so it's always a challenge for me.
I love summer dressing, but I really can't talk right now because I'm sweating in this outfit.
Well, this brings me to my next point, and it was, I think another thing I learned is that sometimes in life, it feels like our challenges are just everlasting. For instance, not being able to dress the way you want to express yourself is, I think, like a challenge a lot of people go through, and it can feel literally like it will be that way forever. But it, like, you just showed me hope that like that's so untrue. My point was, everything in life is meldable, moldable, changeable. Neuroplasticity in our brain is like the ability to learn. Let me bring out a big word. No, but like neuroplasticity is like our brain's ability to change. Once you have the mindset that you can mold into anything you want to, you're literally limitless.
That's crazy, because that brings me to my last point.
Yes.
Literally perfectly. My last point was that we really out here with free will, bruh.
Yes.
Like we have free will.
Fuck whatever or whoever is telling you, or the belief. Just because you have a belief about something about yourself does not mean it has to be true. You can learn and change and grow every single day in your life, which was another one of my points. Is just that I'm learning that every single day poses new challenges for me, and I'm learning to embrace them. And what the hell?
What is that?
That's the Hellcat in the back. I'm learning to just embrace the challenges every day and run towards them. Like literally run towards them. Oh, I don't like the way I dress. Okay, let me challenge that shit. And for the next 2 months, I'm gonna change the way I think about this.
I also just want to say, wait, did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
I would just want to say that if there's something that you are scared to lose, but you feel like you need to, please just do it, bro.
Lose it.
There is so much
Just lose
better
it.
coming. There's better out there in every
Yeah.
circumstance in life. I just
Yeah.
feel like I literally could cry because
I know.
I just felt so down bad and like hopeless and like awful before coming to Florida. And I sit here now and I can't even remember how that felt.
I know.
It's crazy.
I'm so happy for you. I could cry.
I could cry.
So happy for you. Like, I really thought for a minute we weren't going to make it out of that mindset. I really thought that was it. I really thought that those fuckers who told me that becoming an adult sucks since day one and that it just goes downhill from here. I knew that was a dang, like, belief system they were trying to puncture in my brain.
And if you're ever in a terrible mindset, just not feeling like you're at your best, remind yourself every single day that better days are coming, because they always are.
Yeah.
I remember being 15 years old and like being like, wow, life sucks. And I wrote on my mirror in Sharpie, better days are coming. And then
Love
literally the best days of my life came so shortly after.
Yeah.
And I wrote that down
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah.
Before we even had plans of coming to Florida.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. Better days are coming.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to embrace also the shitty days and embrace the fact that you have to go through those challenges to get to the other. Like, there is no skipping almost. But I'm learning that, like, you need both. You need a balance. It's
Ain't no
important
good
to be,
without the bad.
it's important to listen to sad music on a rainy day and cry and watch a movie and feel in tune with that sad part of yourself, and then the next day be able to go out in the sun and listen to some fucking summer music. Like, that is the beauty of life. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And those are really, like, not crazy examples. I mean, like, people are, you know,
It's a metaphor.
it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Yeah, the worst times aren't just watching a sad movie and crying.
Crying
It
in the
gets a
rain.
lot harder than that. But
Anyway, guys, I think that's that.
that's that on that. I hope everyone's having a great freaking day. And if you're not, that's okay too. Great days are coming.
I can't believe that better days are coming. Never forget it.
Yeah.
I can't
I
believe
hope that
that.
this episode made you at least feel some sort of hope and joy and happiness and excitement for your future.
And I can't believe that this era is almost over.
Era almost over. For real.
So grateful, so happy, so blessed.
Yes, thank
Never
you guys
forget
for
it.
all the support, by the way. I feel like I have never felt more just supported, even from back home. The messages we received, the support that we felt has been like, we owe y'all the world. And I really hope that you continue to listen and enjoy. And thank you for everything. All right.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Don't forget, this is where it's at. Follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe, like,
TikTok.
comment, subscribe.
Send us a message. Reach out.
And that's it. Bye.
Bye.